as you may know, Kevin Durant not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago or a week ago, had requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Now, we've been hearing rumors of trades that have been offered to the Nets, and the Nets going after other players, offering them KD. And honestly, the Brooklyn Nets are out of their minds. They want to trade Kevin Durant right now. He has 4 years left, so they have all the leverage, you would think. But if they don't trade him by this offseason, does Kevin Durant come back and play? Or does he sit out a year and be like, are you going to trade me or what? But anyways, KD right now is being offered to the Timberwolves. He was to get Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns basically with picks as well and other players, which is an absurd trade if the Timberwolves were to make it. Because to be honest, your two, core players of your squad are Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. Those are your two best players, and you at least have to keep one if you end up trading for KD. Now, the Timberwolves had a rumor circulating D'Angelo Russell saying that they were not very satisfied with this play and wanted to, look to trade him. Well, they ended up trading for Rudy Gobert for a pack of peanuts and traded basically their backups, Pat Bev, Vanderbilt, and, some picks for Rudy Gobert. Now, the lineup as it stands right now has added Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, two centers. So possibly, if the Timberwolves were to trade for Kevin Durant, they would probably end up trading Karl Anthony Towns. Now, if they end up including Anthony Edwards in it, they got absolutely finessed. Finessed, I tell you. If they get Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant, I think the Nets absolutely fleeced them, because obviously that's not only going to be the trade. The Nets are probably going to request for some draft compensation and maybe some role players and young, mid-round picks that they got. So, I'm going to tell you this right now. The Timberwolves right now are the leaders to get Kevin Durant just because of this circulating trade. Obviously, Kevin Durant wants the Phoenix Suns, I'll tell you that. But it's not up to Kevin Durant where he goes as of right now, because the Phoenix Suns do not want to trade Devin Booker. And the Nets don't want to get into trade talk if Devin Booker isn't in the conversation. And obviously, the Phoenix Suns believe that Devin Booker is the franchise because they just gave him a Supermax contract, and he's locked in for like 6-7 years. So, Devin Booker's not going anywhere. But Kevin Durant wants to play in Phoenix, I'll tell you that. Now, will it happen? Probably not, because right now there was an anonymous GM that said if you gave DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and 5 draft picks, was not going to be enough for Kevin Durant. That's insane. That's a lot right there. That's a lot. That's basically the whole role team of the Phoenix Suns that made them the best record in the NBA gone for KD. Now, do you want to trade all of that for Kevin Durant? Well, I wouldn't want to trade all that for KD. Right now, KD won't be getting traded for a long time because the market for him is very low, and the Nets believe that they deserve a lot of compensation. And no team is really willing to do that. Right now, the biggest the trade package they could get probably is this one that I just said from the Suns, because the Timberwolves did decline putting Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns in the trade package. So I believe this is the best that they can get as of today. So the Nets definitely won't be getting that because they believe they can get an all-star caliber player and a young star and draft compensation, which is a lot. But to be honest, Kevin Durant is on a 4-year deal left, so they have all the leverage here. And to be honest, it's a bad look. For Kevin Durant to be requesting a trade with 4 years on the deal is wild. Crazy. That is some activity that I did not think I would ever see in the NBA. When somebody recently, gets a contract extension, their buddy, their BF, Kyrie Irving says, you know what, I'm out. The Nets didn't respect me when I was, fighting this COVID battle, trying not to get vaccinated and play. I don't want to play for you guys. I'm out. LA's calling. Peace. And, Kyrie Irving opts in and he wants to get traded. And, that's good for the Nets because they're going to get some sort of compensation for Kyrie Irving. At least he's not a free agent, and you have all the leverage there because you can get something out of him. You might not get a lot. You might end up getting Russell Westbrook, but you're going to get something. You don't even have to trade him to LA if you don't want to. You can be like, you know what, Dallas? Give me Powell. Give me a first-round pick. But who knows what goes on there. And then there was a report saying that Kyrie Irving and KD wanted to get traded together, which was blasphemy, because if Kyrie Irving really wanted to play with KD, he would have opted out, waited to see where KD was going to sign, and obviously the team, or where KD was going to get traded, and then obviously the team that was going to trade for KD was going to let go of a ton of players and maybe clear enough cap for Kyrie Irving to come in and sign for the team for around a max. But I don't think Kyrie Irving gets a max today if he would have opted out, because he hasn't really been playing basketball. And you'd think, well, Kyrie Irving, he hasn't really been getting hurt like that. He does get hurt, I'll tell you that. But last season, he didn't get hurt. So why didn't he play? Well, because Kyrie Irving isn't really a guy who prioritizes basketball. So that's really a concern for teams, because you got a risk of injury for Kyrie Irving, who is injury prone, don't get me wrong. And he is also prone to not play basketball games even though healthy, which is odd. You can't be giving a max contract, a long-term deal, to a guy who could get hurt, and not only that, just miss a game because something happened that isn't basketball related. So I'm going to tell you this, Kyrie Irving is going to be a very interesting trade asset, and see how his contract negotiations go, because he doesn't prioritize basketball and the whole league knows it. And then Kevin Durant is a baller, does prioritize basketball, but we'll see what kind of compensation the Brooklyn Nets can get, because everybody knows if the Brooklyn Nets don't finesse a team, then everybody's going to be saying the Brooklyn Nets gave them up too easily. Because I'm telling you, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, 5 first-round picks isn't going to cut it, because the Suns are going to compete for 5 years. Am I wrong? I personally, I do find myself making fun of the Suns here and there, but they're going to be in the playoffs the next 5 years. There's no chance they're not. So you're not getting a top pick. Right now, the Brooklyn Nets would do anything to trade back their picks that they gave to Houston, because they know they're about to blow up the team, and Houston's about to get all the draft compensation dreams ever. They got all these picks from Brooklyn, and now the Houston is like, whoa, we might have the first overall pick for the next 2-3 years, because they're about to blow this team up. And that's why the Nets don't typically want to tank. They want to get some picks. They want to get an all-star caliber player, compete for the playoffs, get 10th seed, maybe play in the play-in. That's what they want to do. And, I don't blame them, because you don't got your pick. You're not going to get compensated for tanking. You're not going to get compensated even financially if you're the worst team, because you're not going to get fans in the stadium. No one's going to watch you. And you don't get your pick. Disaster. This is looking like the Big Three trade, where they got the washed-up Celtics Big Three. You just compete in the playoffs, get dominated by LeBron, and boom, you're out, and then you're just tanking with no picks. And it's like, wow, that's sad. And now they're about to do it again. So I hope Brooklyn learned their lesson. You can't blow up a team, or you can't trade for a Big Three and expect to win a championship. It's looking like the Warriors' way of drafting and, growing your talent that you drafted is working out, and just trading for superstars has not. So if I'm Brooklyn, never do that again. Just try drafting some stars, because Jesus, your franchise hasn't won a ring with all that star power you've traded for. Terrible, terrible things. But anyways, leave a comment down below of a trade package you think would be realistic and fair for both sides, for the Nets and whoever else. And yeah, like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you guys for watching.